Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, can you believe this? Apparently, the Brightline is deadlier than we thought. According to the Alliance for Safe Trains, there have actually been more Brightline deaths than previously reported. Now, they put the number at 149 deaths and 278 collisions in the last 8 years since we launched the Brightline. The official tally, I think, was projected at 127 deaths. So they're giving credit for another basic 22 deaths. I don't know how they're doing the math on this or why they... I don't know if the Brightline is jumping the tracks and smothering people in their sleep. I don't know why.
The Brightline carries an axe.
I'm not sure how it's killing more than what they thought, but that's just the news story today.
For real, though, we almost got clipped as a family by the Brightline, and I can see how it can happen, and everyone always goes, people are so dumb. How could this happen? We almost got hit by the Brightline. We were inches away.
Damn.
I know.
How did it almost hit you?
My dad was driving. He made a right turn, and as everything was green, he's making the right turn. Then all of a sudden, the railroad tracks came down. The first one.
The arm.
The arm. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the arm. And
The tracks are already down.
Oh my gosh.
Bend down.
Yes. And then we're like, what the heck? And we look, and the Brightline's coming up, and the other arm's coming down, and he just skirted underneath.
Oh, my.
And then I had to go.
Car. Yeah, that's a lot.
It was a lot. But I can see how it can happen.
Well, I mean, how many of us have been behind the wheel of a car that we're not familiar with? Mm-hmm. That happens. And sometimes, the car stalls out and you don't really know what you're doing, especially if you're getting used to, like, driving an electric car and you never drove an electric car. I could totally see how if you had a moment and you're on the tracks and now the arms are coming down, you're like, oh, crap.
Yeah, right.
That's horrifying.
And my dad's a great driver. I mean, he's a former race car driver, so it's not like he doesn't understand, the rules of the road. That's why I go, dang, I can see how it can happen.
So here's how they put it. Broward County is leading the kill count with 99 deaths. You got 95 in Palm Beach County and 49 in Miami-Dade.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. So deadlier than we thought. A 23-year-old traveler from Monroe, Michigan missed his Spirit Airlines flight to L.A. and got blocked from rebooking at Detroit Metro Airport. He was all in his feelings, got all upset. So he said, what I'm going to do? I'm going to call in a bomb threat.
Oh, not a good move.
He said somebody was going to blow up the plane and the airport. And he said, this bomb has already passed TSA screening. So they had to evacuate passengers, they deployed bomb-sniffing dogs, they rescreened everybody and held the plane for about 6 hours.
Oh.
They found no explosives, of course, because it was a prank. And the guy who made the call, Charles Robinson, thought it was all good. Later that day, he's trying to board another flight, and that's when they said, yeah, you've been flagged. You need to come with us. And now he's facing federal charges for making a false bomb threat.
He's a bus guy now.
It's never going to work out. No, he's gonna be a jail guy.
He's taking the bus to prison. Yeah, that prison bus. That's what he's riding. Well, a flight to nowhere, they called it, from Switzerland to Greece took 32 hours. They got rerouted. They had to make 5 landings at different airports, and then they said, you know what, we're just going to go back to where we came from. 32 hours later to land back at the same airport you took off from.
Oh,
how tough would that be?
That would be tough.
That's rough.
What a miserable day.
That's one of the worst.
Oh, my gosh. A 21-year-old man got arrested in Clearwater on Sunday after he called 911 and said a stripper wouldn't have sex with him. What?
By the way, they charge by the song, dog.
Is that an emergency? Were they in the strip club and she wouldn't have relations with him?
Yeah, well, what it was, the guy's from Saudi Arabia, and they don't have strip clubs there. And he was at Oz Gentlemen's Club there in Clearwater, and he had just seen that, okay, you go to the champagne room, and you know what kind of stuff happens in the champagne room, right? So he told 911 that he requested sex from a staff member and then gave them $300. They took him to the champagne room, but they did not sex him up. They said $300 is the price you got to pay for 30 minutes in the VIP champagne room, dog. But he was still on the phone talking to the cops saying, yeah, I'm not getting what I thought I was paying for. So they went to the guy, and he was massively hammered. They smelled booze. He was slurring his words. He just turned 21 last week.
Oh, that's a lot.
So he was a young boy in a strange land. He was getting to drink what he did. He's like, you can't do this stuff in Saudi Arabia. He was like on Rumspringa.
And by the way, that what you said $350, they might get you 2.5 songs in this economy.
Yeah. So he was arrested for misusing 911. He got released the same day on $500 bail. So if you're keeping track, that's $800, no sex. Thieves broke into Ricky Kleinvan's Diamond Brokers in South Barrington, Illinois by cutting through the wall of a vacant office next door. These guys knew what they were doing. They brought with them a wet saw.
Oh.
And they sliced right through the safe steel walls.
Wow.
They said it was all slushy inside, but they made away with $1.3 million on Mother's Day weekend.
Wow.
They got through the store's security system, got about 1,000 pieces of jewelry. 90% of the store's inventory was stolen.
Wow.
So the owners of the store are offering a $25,000 reward.
That's crazy.
And $50,000 if the jewelry is actually recovered. So.
I guess, like, you really, I mean, unless you put, some kind of steel walls that are impenetrable. If you have a jewelry store in a strip mall.
Yeah, which it was. Yeah, you can come in from the place next door, which is not got the same kind of security.
Wow. That's crazy.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, Ed the Zebra, who was running around Tennessee, has finally been caught. Which is good news.
They had him in one of those little carriers under a helicopter.
Right,
that was moving him.
He's in a little sling. They're flying him all around.
All good things must come to an end. Just ask Ed. The escaped zebra had been running around Tennessee for a week before he was finally caught. But local residents weren't exactly cowering in their homes in fear.
We joke a lot, he has went viral, so.
Mandy Moats told WTVF Ed got loose from his stable and went on the run with trackers hot on his trail. The zebra proved to be elusive. When local resources failed to bring him in after nearly a week, his owners reportedly called in a team from Texas to track him down, trap him with a net, and then airlift him to safety.
Old Ed. He's famous now.
He is. The best was I saw the TikToker that had put Ed's video up of the helicopter moving him and set it to the song from Wicked, Defying Gravity.
That's awesome.
That high part when Cynthia Erivo hits the note.
Right, yeah.
Ed's flying through the sky. It's beautiful.
Well, Donna Khalil has earned a cash reward and recognition after capturing 16 invasive Burmese pythons in the Everglades last month.
Did you say Donna?
Donna, yeah, she's a woman. She's a registered hunter. She got $1,000 for her efforts that she did in May.
Damn, Donna.
Yeah, and they're also taking registration right now for the 2025 Florida Python Challenge, which is a 10-day event that starts July 11th.
I am so
can make some money.
impressed.
Yep. And also, too, they say that the Conservancy of Southwest Florida removed a record 6,300 pounds of invasive Burmese pythons from a 200-square-mile area outside of Naples over the breeding season. That's 130 adult snakes. Some were as much as 17 feet long and 150 pounds.
Wow.
So are the pythons the one that bite or strangle?
Strangle.
Okay.
But I think they will bite as well, but they're not venomous. Yeah, they say in total over 10 years, they've removed more than 40,000 pounds of pythons.
That's crazy.
Could you-
150-pound python. That weighs more than me.
Yeah.
A snake that weighs more than me.
Could you make a good python burger if you had to?
I don't know. I never mess with no snakes.
But if you had to, could you make it good?
I mean, I guess I could try.
All right.
I'm not excited about eating snake, though.
I don't think anybody is, right?
You can, well, there's some rednecks that are very excited about eating snake.
They love snake.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
So snake is something people really like, oh man, I can't believe I love this snake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got rattlesnake on stuff. They'll grill it right up. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think rednecks, will they grill anything up?
They do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
they're not
they will.
scared. They're not scared. Yeah, so they say that they get the snakes, they humanely euthanize them. And they say they're finding deer, bobcats. They said one snake was eating 3 chickens at one time when they got to it. Yeah. So they can take it out quick. And something else we got to watch out for. They say the stinging Asian needle ant has made its way to Florida now.
No.
Yeah, we got a new ant to worry about. They say it can sting through clothes and it has a venom that can trigger anaphylactic shock.
Oh, no.
Believe me, my ants in Rhode Island are way more dangerous.
They're venomous too, huh?
How did this thing get here?
It just traveled. Took it a while. You know, they're ants. They don't walk fast.
Damn it.
But they got here.
They started their journey in 1609.
Yeah. And here they are.
This is how we do. It's the KBJ Show.